Hello and welcome to the Goonies Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything. My name is Bryce, and today I'm joined by Diego,
Hello there.
Russell,
Hello.
and Preston.
Hello.
Alrighty, well, for today, I mean, it doesn't really apply to me, but do you guys have anything, like any games that have just disappointed you? It could be like literally anything, like maybe, oh, this character sucked and I wanted to murder her or something like that, or the art was terrible, no plot. I don't know, anything.
Well,
I guess I'll go in. So,
go ahead.
on the PlayStation 3, there was
Mhm.
a happy little, kind of hard at times and kind of mean at times, happy-go-lucky JRPG called Ni no Kuni.
Oh, yeah.
And in it, it's your typical JRPG, kid goes to another world, magic and stuff, evil guy tries breaking the soul. Well, not really the souls, but he's evil, he's trying to do all sorts of bad things throughout the overworld. You team up with your characters, you have little monster creatures you can recruit in your party. It's kind of really a turn-based RPG, but it's one of those ones where you go out in the field, and you can just input commands to all your troops and all your party members, and they do that. The story's really good. Some insane plot twist, my god. And the game came out in 2013 for the PlayStation 3. Fast forward to December of 2015, that game's sequel gets announced, and I am super hyped. I'm like, oh yeah, baby, you already know. Like, looking forward to sinking my teeth into this bad boy. A few years pass by. I finally get a PlayStation 4 in the summer of 2020. Didn't really. It was still really expensive by that point. I was like, I'll wait for it to go on sale. Sure enough, at the end of the summer, the PlayStation 4 has its big summer sale. Get that game's deluxe version for $20. Finish some other games that are a bit ahead of it on my game list. And then finally sit down and start playing it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm even going to want to finish that game. The first 10 hours, they've been the biggest drag of my life. My god. I can't... everything went so wrong so fast. Like, it's crazy. It's like the combat's okay. It's a little kind of button mashy. A lot more button mashy than the first game ever was. And, I was like, okay, fine. It'll probably, it's still the beginning. Like, they're not going to throw in all the advanced techniques and stuff. And it's just such a slow, like, I don't even think, like, I'm pretty sure I'm already really far into the story despite only being 10 hours in. But, God, it's just, every minute of it, do not look forward to doing anything in that game. I'm like, ugh. Like, I don't see it as, all right, let's go explore this new territory. It's just, I view it as more work, and I just don't know what they went wrong with that. Because in the first game, I genuinely liked whenever you got to explore a new territory. You got new monsters and stuff, and new collectibles to get. But in this one, I'm like, God, it's just more work to do. I really don't want to be here. And yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to finish that game. It's such a drag. Just so many things they did wrong. Like, just the characters aren't interesting. The plot, I mean, it fits in the world. Like, it's kind of that fairy tale-ish world that kind of first game was in. Make-believe fantasy world and all that. But it just doesn't work. It feels so empty. That's really what it is. It just didn't have any charm. Like, your characters speak, they say, we need to do this! Go! And you go and do it, and thank you, goodbye. No real motivation from the character standpoint. It's just, well, we need to do this mission. Let's go to this kingdom. Go, hero. Go, protagonist and player. Ugh. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish it. I think I'm just going to have to leave it be where it is and come back in a year when I'm like, fine, I'll play it again.
Yeah, I think I understand that, because a big part of games is you really want to feel like you have the freedom to do some of the things that you want. And I don't know, me personally, like, I just go around and do literally everything I can. I was like, oh, this looks cool. Oh, this looks cool. That looks cool. And then by the end of like a 30-minute stint of me just accepting quests, I have like 50. And I'm like, well, now I got to do them. But that's part of like the enjoyment of it. But a lot of the times whenever games are just bland, I guess is the right word for it. But whenever they're bland, they just offer very little for me. It's like, oh yeah, you have your main quest and then that's about it. Maybe you'll have like a couple side quests, whatnot, doing stuff. Maybe. But at the end of the day, you don't really have that much to it. And yep. I don't know. Okay, okay. Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I really like both of those games. But my lord, is just the intro in both of those games takes so long and is so boring. It honestly made me not want to play through either of them again. Because I started a second playthrough of the second one because I really liked the second one. And I am probably never going to finish it. Because I got through the intro, but by the time I finished the intro, it was just, yeah, no. I'm so done with this game and I don't even want to look at it. It's one of those things, because, I don't know, there's something about it. It feels very lonely, but it also drags on, which I think is a big issue. If it was a bit faster or something like that, or was more engaging, I feel like it would have been a lot better. But as it was whenever it was first released, it's just not much to offer you, which is a shame, because I do like the game, but the more I think about it, both of those games are just kind of not as in-depth as you would think. Like, yeah, you have a good amount of like quests and stuff like to do, like you do side missions and stuff like that, you do the main story, you can customize yourself, be good, be evil, blah blah blah. But I mean, then once you start getting into it, you're like, wow, it's just a lot of the same stuff. And the side missions that you thought you would go out of your way to do are in reality just something that you do while you're doing the main story. It's like, well, I'm already here, so I might as well do it and then keep going. I think the one side story that actually deviated from main course, I think the Tusken Raiders, I think they were part of a side story. Maybe. I can't remember, it's been so long, but yeah, one of those things where if it just lacks, I don't know, a certain charm, it's really disappointing to me. And I don't know how else to explain it. Early access games, for example. How many of y'all have bought early access games and then inevitably they just die?
Yup.
I think, well, Black Squad was early access.
Yeah, but we didn't buy it.
Game.
We didn't buy it. It was just terrible from the beginning.
That's true.
Not to say we didn't spend money on it, but yeah, like I can look at my Steam library right now and see like some early access games.
I got Rust when it was in early access in like fucking 2015, I think, years ago when it was like hitting big. You know, when it was like.
Yeah, whenever they changed it from like. Sort of that DayZ sort of
feel from like that
to...
zombie. That's right. Yeah, because it used to have zombies and yeah. When they changed it to just being purely just multiplayer based, and I mean, granted, I never played it because I couldn't ever run it because it was so poorly optimized.
For what you had at that time too.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, and then I got another computer and I still couldn't run it, and then by the time I could run it, it was like 3, 4, 5 years later or something. Stupid.
You're just like, yeah, I can't be bothered right now.
Yeah, and I mean, so I bought it, I bought it a while ago when it was like huge, big, and like all the couple of YouTube channels that I was watching, like covered it and they played it, and I was like, oh, that looks fun, so I bought it, and yeah, I mean, it's $20 that I wasted because I've not played it, but
Since that first launch, it's just been
But
sitting
you
there.
could.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
we
I
do
could.
have it. Well, I have it. I don't know about anybody else.
I mean, yeah, I do have it, but also I don't want to because I honestly, when I think about me buying it, that was an impulse purchase that I made when I was young, I guess, because I don't know, it doesn't even appeal
the
to
ripe
me.
age of
Like, it's like entirely multiplayer based
Survival. But
survival.
like,
Yeah.
it reminds me of those PvP Minecraft servers.
I
But,
mean, yeah,
but
'cause
worse.
yeah.
Because at least I was good at Minecraft.
Yeah, and those games, I don't know. I just hate that kind of. I hate dealing with people.
Yeah.
And I really dislike dealing with people over the internet because people can get super toxic, and it's like I literally take an anti interaction over the internet stance if I can. Like, the only time I would ever interact with random people over the internet was when I was playing Black Ops 2 when it was big, and playing zombies and wanting to play with people that had mics, because usually if you had a mic and you were playing zombies, you were probably going to be at least capable of getting to a decent round. But yeah, so there's a game, an early access game that I've wasted money on.
See, that's the thing, is I don't waste my money on them. I put them on the wish list, and I check back after 2 years, and I'm like, oh, wow. Those devs just kind of stole their money and didn't update it. All right. Let me just take that off the wish list then. I mean,
I know, like,
it happens a lot, too.
yeah.
What were you going to say, Preston?
Oh, I was gonna say that, some games on early access are good and they come out eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I played Hades, but I didn't play that while it was in early access.
Mhm.
So I waited until it came out, but it did, and it was good.
Yeah, I can't remember. Like, I know for sure I've played some early access games, and then they became fully released, and I still played them. But honestly, I cannot remember what they were. But I know that they're there. They are rare, because sometimes they're just forever in early access.
Did we get Don't Starve in early access?
We
think so.
got Don't Starve together, and that wasn't in early access.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, because if I remember correctly, that one spent quite a bit of time. I think the solo one, I guess, spent quite a bit of time in early access.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah, no. But I honestly can't remember. Like, if I take the time, I could probably look back. All right, Space Engineers, that's a game that I have. It is a fun game. It's just I can't be bothered to play it right now. I mean, it is fun, but it's also a lot of time. So, I don't know. Typically, I do steer away from those early access games. Because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a gamble
Mm-hmm.
with them. And especially nowadays, now that I'm older and wiser with my money, at least, I'm like, I see a game that looks
At least
decent.
on Steam, Russell.
Well, yeah, on Steam. When I choose to make intelligent purchases, but yeah, because there's a lot of stuff on Steam that like looks good in like the trailers and the screenshots, and then or like even by the description that it gives, you're like, it sounds like it could be a lot of fun, and then you go to the reviews and it's just like, yeah, don't bother this. It's like a lot of these games that are like reliant on multiplayers. It's like yeah, it's a dead game. Like don't waste your money or time with it, because like no one plays the game at all.
Or I hate those multiplayer games that are just pay to win. Like, I think there's like a Stronghold game that's multiplayer, something like that. I don't know, but it's like completely multiplayer, and I think it's Stronghold or no, it can't be Stronghold, but it's something similar to that. It might be. I can't remember. But then you look at the reviews, and it's like, yeah, this is literally just pay to win. Like, wow, okay. I don't know why they would have games like that on... Well, okay, I know why they would have games like that on Steam, but the idea of having a pay-to-win multiplayer game like that is... I don't know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, at least in your FPS games and whatnot, if you pay money, it's only to look cool. You can't buy your skills, unless you're cheating, but that's a different story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because usually the pay-to-win format works wonders on like mobile devices, where
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
it's like the more money you want to put into this phone game, the better you're gonna be, and because usually it's like the better you're gonna be, the quicker. Because I know a lot of those games are like, oh, you can get as good as this guy who's put some money into it, but it's gonna take you 4 times as long. 5 times, 6 times, 7 times plus as long to get to that level.
Put it into perspective. This guy got here in a month, and you'll probably get there in a year and a half if you don't spend money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it be like that. Or there's some cases where you just literally will never catch up to them, and that happens a lot.
Yup.
Yeah, you don't spend money, you're never going to be as good as them.
That's why I play solo gacha. Solo gacha. That means all that's in it for me is what I want. It's not like I'm pushing to keep up with the meta or having to deal with fighting other people. It's just all of what I want and what I can do.
I mean, yeah.
But circling back to our original game, or our original topic about disappointing games, there's one that sticks out super clearly, and it really bothers me because I pre-ordered Dragon Ball FighterZ, the very first game that I've ever pre-ordered, and I pre-ordered it and for Xbox One, and when it came out on Xbox One, its load times are so long that the game just becomes like not fun, and especially because, like, first of all, I'm bad at fighting games, so I'm not about to jump onto online in the very first fighting game that I've ever purchased. So I went to play the story, and the story, you're hopping in and out of fights all the time. That's like the whole story, is you just like move around on like a game board map, you activate a fight, you hop in, you complete the fight, you get out, and you continue on the map. And that game is unplayable. Like, the story mode, at least, is unplayable on Xbox because, like, when you're waiting a minute plus for the load to load into a fight that'll take you, like, maybe a couple minutes, just a little bit longer than the load time, it's really not fun. So that was probably my most disappointing experience, which is sad because FighterZ in itself is a great game. It's just like, it's just such a disappointing experience because I was super excited for that. I was like, oh, the game looks amazing, and I'm ready to get my hands on it and play it. And legit, I played it for like a weekend, and it got so bad over that weekend, I don't think I've ever played it on my Xbox One ever again.
Man, you talking about Dragon Ball just reminded me of Xenoverse and that terrible, terrible experience.
Hey, Xenoverse is... I'm not gonna say it's a good game. It's a good experience for being into Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It's like they took...
It's
That's
a
what
good
I'm sticking
virtual
with.
experience.
It's like they took Raging Blast 2 and then added levels and just made it worse.
I mean,
like,
it's
hey,
not a
you
good
want to
like
grind even more?
like fighting game.
no.
It's not a good game. I just want to shoot lasers as a Dragon Ball character, and it
Yeah.
does pretty well at that.
It's probably the closest that you're going to get to a, like inserted experience into the Dragon Ball universe.
My OC.
Yeah, it's as close as you're going to get to having an OC interactive within, like, some level with the Dragon Ball universe. But, I mean, I can't say those games ever disappointed me because for as long as I played those games, I was happy. You know,
Even whenever you had to grind for that
No.
that one thing.
They did disappoint you.
Okay, but like
Having to grind for the times 100 Big Bang Kamehameha for 10 hours.
Yeah, but I never.
And not getting it.
I tried to go in for that, but like at that time, it didn't sully the experience because I was like, oh man, I just really want this. I mean, when I look back on it now, I'm like, yeah, that's horrible. Why would I do that? But back then, I was just like, this is fine. So I can't chalk that up to a disappointing experience because I'm only disappointed with the experience after having experienced it, and I don't know if that counts. Because the question I'm assuming is posed to like say you like Diego's, you get into a game and you're just like, wow, this is just not what I expected.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time, you can look back on something and think, wow, that was terrible. That would still qualify. I mean, I'm sure there's probably plenty of games where in my childhood I thought, man, it's pretty fun, and then I look back and I'm like, that was
Not
terrible.
good.
Why did I ever think that was fun?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just depends on your views on it, but yeah, you could chalk disappointing up to anywhere after you played the game, because it doesn't have to just be during the game. You could have some sort of enlightenment after the fact.
Ooh.
Wow, that game was terrible. Nothing comes to mind, obviously, for me, but I don't know. But I think we've spent a good amount of time on these disappointing games that have thoroughly disappointed us in the past. But how about we continue on to our favorite games, highs or lows? So you pick one of your favorite games, maybe, or maybe just your favorite game, and what are some good things about it? What are some bad things about it? I think I will start. So obviously you guys know of Divinity Original Sin 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, the more and more I play it, the more I realize just how clear it is that there's a process to doing things in that game. Of course, like whenever I'm doing speedruns, it's like, oh yeah, I can just skip this stuff. I don't have to worry about my level. I can just, one-shot this guy with this and blah, 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 blah. But whenever you're doing an actual legit run, there is a process that you have to go through. It's like, you can't go and fight the demons in Act 2 right out the gate. Like, you have to go out and do this other stuff first, then you have to get levels, and you have to go over to this area and get more levels, and it's very constricting to, I guess, your freedom to move around and attack who you want when you want. Because ain't no way you're taking out like a level 18 troll whenever you're level 13, unless you're really good. You know what you're doing. Or you're not going to go fight those demons in the north of the map whenever you're level 12 or level 11, because you just physically cannot in a game sense, because those levels are big, so you can't do some of those things that you want to do early on. And I don't really like that the more I look at it, because that's why I took to speedrunning it, because I was like, I could do a normal playthrough, but it's just not that enjoyable, because I know, man, I have all these things that I could do, but I'm not going to be able to do any of them except for this one. And then once I do this, then I can go along in a set path to complete the game. And I don't like that, because it feels like it's just, I mean, of course there's different things that I can do along the way, but it feels like it's just guiding me.
Is it just
and
kind
I
of
don't have
like
any say.
loses its magic after the first playthrough kind of deal?
Yeah, because the first playthrough, you're sitting there and you're thinking like, wow, I wonder what I have to do. So you go and explore around and you test the limits of what you can do and the enemies that you can fight, where you can go, and you think, wow, okay, this is an area that I can take on right now. This is an area I can take on. Okay, after I do this, then I can go do that. But then, after your 4th or 5th playthrough, you're like, geez, I really have to go through this area before I can go anywhere else, and I hate it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, because I've beaten Dark Souls 1 and 3, and I've, always, it always sounds like a good idea to be like, oh, let's do another playthrough, but then I remember, oh, I gotta go through this area with this boss and these enemies, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have much of a say in where you go. But, I mean, it's an RPG, role-playing game, but in this RPG, you're on a set course. You can't deviate unless you want to get absolutely destroyed by whatever you encounter. Of course, if you prep properly, you could probably skip to the next area, maybe, depending on, how you play it out, but think of it like tiers, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. You can only go up 1 tier from where you are currently. You can't go up 2, because if you try and go up 2, you'll get demolished. I don't know. I feel like it's a bit constricting, because the more you play it, the more you realize, man, I don't have that much freedom. It's telling me, well, I mean, it's not telling me, it's kind of like passive aggressive, like, hey, go here. It'd be nice if you could level up, and it seems like the only place you can level up is over here. It's like, thanks, game, I know.
It's like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, go over there. Those are the only enemies you can beat. Trust me. Thanks. Which is why I started speedrunning it, because it's just a lot more fun. I get to beat the game quickly, and I don't have to deal with stuff like that. I can just exploit bugs and glitches and do cool stuff. I don't know. Anybody else, like Preston? Diego, what you guys got?
I guess I'll go.
Diego has something.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go. So, I mentioned this game before, but the game that I've really come to love on the PlayStation 4 is Horizon Zero Dawn. And that game, I actually, oh god. Next time I play Breath of the Wild, I'm not sure which one I'm going to like more now. But no, so that game is really unique. Strength of that game, some incredible world building. Good lord. And I don't just mean the physical world itself, no. The actual lore and setup of the entire universe in that game is crazy. There's so much thought put into the backstory of the game, the lore, the story you're going through right now in the present. There's still more that they're probably gonna end up revealing in the sequel coming out, I think, this year or something like that. So that's that's probably the best part about that game. It is crazy how much thought was put into why the world is the way it is, events that happened in the past. It all just connects really well and meshes with itself really together. And the team that made that game did a really good job thinking all that out, thinking of a good story. It's not just open world, go here, hero, but why? Go. There's motivation, there's story, there's the main quest, there's side quests with all these characters, and you fill in, you help out all the regions of the world, you do all the good stuff that a hero does, and there's actual motivation and story purposes for it. I'm going to spend a little bit more time ragging on that with some of the weaknesses of that game, because my god, do they piss me the hell off. Oh, god. Okay, so first off, here, I guess it goes into more of a compliment. I'll give them a compliment. The animations look really great in that game. When the machines attack you, they look really good. They're not all clunkily animated. It looks oh god. It's not like they just ram into you or anything like that. No, they act like they literally are animated to look like the animals they represent. Some of them, of course, fly. They look like, some of them look like cows, so they'll try to run right into you, or feel that there's horses and they'll try kicking you. They go crazy and look like a horse. And tigers and lions, they act like tigers and lions. They're animated really well. Only negative of that, the hurt boxes in that game are garbage. They're garbage at times. Like I am like literally the machine won't even be like in its attack animation, and I'll still and I'm like what like how did that hit me? They weren't even attacking. Like they literally weren't even in an attack animation. Like so sometimes the hurt boxes in that game are just janky. Like I'm not like there are times where like I don't even know like if they match up like the model really well. But I'm like literally feet, like yards away from the machine, and she still gets flung like a rag doll. And I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Like I dodge rolled, like I'm nowhere near it, and she's still like getting flung around. I'm like, what the hell? And then another thing that pisses me off, and I didn't really notice this until the DLC, but there's this one human enemy. And this effer, I'm not gonna say the actual word, pardon, to be a good boy. This dude used a flame.
Russell already did it.
This dude used a flamethrower, and like my health bar dropped so fast. I was like, oh, better heal, and literally it was like instead of it's not one of those healing in that game doesn't instantly fill up your health bar. It goes from like 0, like let's say like I think the max health you can get in that game is like 800. So it goes from like, let's say I'm at like 250, it goes up like by increments of like 50 a second to fill up your health bar. So it's not instantly. You don't go from like 250, use a full restore potion, and you're at 800 in like a half a second. No, or like instantly. No, that the health bar slowly fills in, and then maxes out where it needs to. Well, the problem with that is this dude's flamethrower attack was damaging me faster than the freaking thing could heal. So I was actually losing health at a slower rate rather than actual healing, and I couldn't. The problem was I couldn't use another heal until the effect of until the thing filled up, or filled up. Gave me enough health points that it's supposed to, so I died. There's literally nothing I could have done. Like, I was like, literally, like, the health potion wasn't even healing. It was just slowing my death. And that was garbage. I'm like, why did they not program it to fill it instantly? Like, because by the time I noticed, like, he was still draining my health after I had drank the potion, I was safe. I was like, okay, let me just try to run away. And then she died. I was like, what? And then I did it again, and I was like, wait a minute, my health bar is still decreasing, despite me drinking an item that should have healed me instantly. And yeah, that annoyed the hell out of me. I was like, really? It really tainted my experience in the DLC. Not gonna lie, because of that one stupid dude with the flamethrower. God, that was awful.
I hate flamethrowers in games.
God, they just like,
Hey,
annoying.
Well,
it's fun to use a flamethrower.
Yeah, it's fun to use a flamethrower. Like in Call of Duty World at War, you burn some people.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact about Call of Duty World at War is the high round strat for Call of Duty World at War is
Zombies?
Yeah, but the only map that has a flamethrower, I think. No.
Deer, right?
No.
Nocturne.
Yes,
Knocked.
thank you. How did I blank? Thank you. Good
You're
Lord.
the freaking zombies nerd. You didn't even remember that?
I know.
Jeez.
It's really, really bad. But yeah, Knocked, the high round strat for that is in Knocked because it was the World at War Knocked specifically. It doesn't work on any of the other Knockts. The way that the zombies are programmed, they're programmed that they cannot hit you if you're moving. They just don't. So if you keep moving, the flamethrower, which has infinite ammo, it just has like a heat up cooldown thing, so you can infinitely move in a train. If you can get like the train area, there's like in the starting room, if you can work it so you can be constantly moving, and with the flamethrower, and so that's how you can go infinitely as long as you can play, in theory. Because the zombies will not hit you as long as you're moving. If you get cornered and stop moving, they'll down you. Because whenever they made Noct, it was the very first zombies map, so they didn't think people were just gonna kite zombies around the entire the map. They were just imagining that you were gonna sit in a corner and camp, which was probably the prevailing strat for a long time until the training became a thing. But yeah, it's a little fun fact about Call of Duty World at War's flamethrower.
Thank you for your insight.
You're
It's
welcome.
fun to use flamethrowers. It's not fun to have them used on you. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Russell, you've heard me. You and Diego both heard me play Overlord.
Yes.
These freaking dwarves and their flamethrowers. It's like insta kill. It's like, all right, I send one minion out, bait out the flamethrower, and I take him back, and then I just, as soon as the flamethrower ends, I throw them all out, and magically this dude's like, yeah, no, I got my flamethrower again. It's like, where's the attack cooldown? And then he murders them. I'm like, well, I went from 35 down to 11. What are you gonna do? Overlord is one of those games where I have a lot of fun, but at the same time, it is incredibly frustrating. My gosh. And it's not even because I have to think a lot, because, like, yeah, I do have to think about what I'm doing. Quite a bit, I guess, but it's just, no matter how much you think, the game still manages to mess you up. There's just something about it. It's like, oh, yeah, I want to... there's a very consistent bug where if you hold down one of your mouse inputs, like left or right click, for too long, it'll just hold it down indefinitely until you click it again. Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, it is an old game, but my gosh, it's frustrating. But I digress. I've already said my piece.
Russell, Preston.
Well, when Bryce was talking about highs and lows, I couldn't think of games that I play a lot, like single-player games, because that's what I usually play. But the first thing I thought of when you were talking about highs and lows was multiplayer games, because there are a lot of multiplayer games that we play together, and those can be really fun or not. Like, you have good moments where you're doing really well, or you're just messing with the enemy team, and that's always a good time. And then sometimes you just lose repeatedly, or you get really toxic people, and that is either not fun or fun if you can mess with them.
Yeah, because if they're toxic,
usually
but you're
not
better
fun.
than them, then
Even
you
if
can
you-
beat them.
I feel like even if you do mess with them, it's still not fun. Like, because
It's not. Yeah.
it's never like, because of course with any multiplayer game you go out with the intention to win whatever game you're playing, and so whenever you have a super toxic dude on your team, on the enemy team, if you're winning or losing, it just completely, for me personally, ruins the experience. We'll be winning, we could be like stomping the enemy out, and I will refuse this win to acknowledge it, because it'll just be like, we just had this dude who was just being a massive a-hole the entire game, and I hate to win like that. It's so terrible.
Yeah, I feel like that toxicity in online games makes online games terrible, because you always hear stuff like, oh, League of Legends, blah blah blah, all these other games, but it's always paired up with toxic. Got toxicity. It's like, oh yeah, I would get into League of Legends, but everyone is so toxic.
Yeah.
It ruins the experience. And people are like, oh yeah, well you can just turn the chat off. It's like, you want me to remove an integral part of the game just so that way I don't get my feelings hurt? No. But
I think the better solution is just not to play the game.
yeah, I just won't play the game. Because if I'm going to play the game, I'm going to have chat on, because in a lot of the cases, if it's a competitive game, you're going to need chat.
Yeah, because you'll
But if
get
you-
all kinds of important information coming through chat, so you can't afford to turn it off.
But like in Rocket League, oh yeah, just turn your quick chats off. Well, then how do you know if somebody's not going for the ball on kickoff or something like that? Or if they're like, oh yeah, you take the shot, but you don't have team quick chat on, so you can't read that. So all of a sudden, neither of y'all are going for kickoff. Then what? And I just hate toxic people online. Just like, all right, if you're toxic and I beat you, then I feel good about myself because you're toxic. But if you're toxic and I lose to you, then I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm just done for today. I'm not playing this game anymore because these people are terrible. And I don't know. Toxicity seems like it's such a big thing. The worse people are.
Yeah.
Like, you aren't the best in the world, buddy. Trust me. So why are you talking trash to somebody else?
Well, actually, something interesting about video games and video game toxicity is, and this is something that I've kind of been thinking about, and I feel like it can be corroborated pretty easily, is the older you are, the less toxic you are. And I feel like that is, with, of course, exceptions, because there's never going to be absolute.
Yeah.
But I feel like all your toxicity is coming from children in the, like, mid, as teenagers, pretty much. Maybe mid, lower, maybe higher, just somewhere in that teenage range is where, because, that's before these people have matured into maybe, like, thinking to themselves, maybe this isn't something that I should say, So whenever you're a teenager and you're in high school and you have, like, no repercussions for anything, so they're just, like, coming out and just being like, hey, I'm better than you, you frickin' kid. And it's like, oh, well, first of all, I'm not a kid. Second of all, you sound like a kid. So what are you doing calling me a kid?
That just reminds me of that time that we were playing threes in Rocket League, and, like, the other team was just super toxic for no reason and just spamming forfeit for no reason, whatever. And I mean, I got a little ticked off, obviously, and I was, like, talking back to them, and I think I don't know, it was some things were said, and they were like, oh, you're that old, or you're doing this, you're in college, blah, 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 well, blah, 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 you're still that bad. It's like, yeah, because I have other things to do than, like, waste all my time on Rocket League.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I called them out. I was like, you guys are probably 15, like, talking trash, thinking you know everything, but you don't. They just didn't say anything back. I was like, so I was right. Like, they are 15, obviously.
They were actually 14.
Oh.
Yeah, 14.
That's funny. Yeah, that's hilarious because it's just that thing where, it's like kids, they go to school, they come back, maybe they have homework. Even if they do have homework, it's not a big deal if they skip a homework in high school because they'll get a chance to remake it or whatever. And then, so they're just like, I just come home and play this game. And then, yeah, you're just like, well, you're older than me, then you should be better because that's how that works. It's like, that's not how that works.
It's not how it works.
First of all, you're assuming that I've been playing the game since I was your age. Second of all, you've been assuming that I've been playing that game consistently since I was your age. And it's just like, yeah, it's silly.
And the thing that I found with, like, Rocket League toxicity is you have two different kinds. You have the children that actually type to you saying, oh, you're trash, forfeit, you're so bad, blah, 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 all that stuff. And then you have, like, the people who are, I won't say older, but they are older. They're probably around, like, our age and stuff like that just spam quick chats because, they're just jerks.
Just like, what a save, what a save.
Yeah, they're like, what a save. Nice shot. It's like,
great pass. Yes.
Yeah.
Silly stuff.
It's such like a little thing.
Yeah, it's a little thing. Mad. It gets me so heated.
It's
like, stop what is saving me. I'm going to go to your house and punch you in the mouth, dude. Like, God.
It's literally 2 button presses.
I got freaking what a saved by this Brazilian dude that I was beating in a 1v1.
Yeah.
Like, what?
It's just, at that point, it just becomes like a coping mechanism. They're just like, oh, I know, I'm not winning this game, so I'm just gonna
I'll annoy the hell out of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's called mental warfare.
You gotta get in their head.
It's like, you gotta get in their head. It's like people that, okay, I will say, I do get a little ticked off when people just watch every single replay.
Well, that's annoying for a different reason, because people just watch a replay of an own goal and pretend like it's the greatest thing that they ever did, and watch this whole, like, 10-second replay, and it's like, come on, I just want to play the game.
It's like, hurry up, dude, I got other places I want to be.
But yeah. we could.
I mean,
There's an entire topic that could be breached in another podcast. Is toxicity and its place in and around the internet. But I just wanna circle or come back to the original topic because I was thinking while you guys were talking and I found one is I really love strategy games, RTS games like Civ, but I really don't like cranking the difficulty up on those games because there reaches a point, and it usually happens with these strategy games where the AI is just programmed for maximum efficiency, and it's like, and it's achieving just insane amounts of production and all kinds of just like unit production and resource management and all kinds of stuff that it's like only a computer or somebody who knows all the keybinds and has been playing this game for a long time would know, and that stuff really just gets on my nerves because it's like because I'm the kind of person that whenever I'm playing a game, I'm playing it to have fun. Like I'm not especially like a single player strategy game like that. Like I'm not playing this game to beat all the AI because that's pretty much a given the way that I want to play because I want to win. I'm not playing for the challenge, I'm playing because I want to win. And usually those strategy games, even if you crank up the difficulty and you still want to win, it's like, okay, well, I hope you have a couple hours to give me because it's going to take forever to do that. So I just find it really annoying when it's like I'm playing these games because I want a casual game that I want to win, and then like the AI is just like, all right, it's time to crank my efficiency up to 150%, and so they're pumping out units, managing resources and all kinds of stuff, doing it in a fashion that literally only the computer could do, and I'm just sitting here like I feel like just like a kid playing with like building blocks, It's like the AI's just got all kinds of stuff going on at once, and I'm just like happily creating villagers and just like
Russell, you're forgetting the ultimate sin of strategy games with increasing the difficulty of the AI, and that's giving the AI just bonuses. Like, hey, you get 2 times materials for whatever.
Right. That's true as
blah,
well.
blah, blah. Or your training time is half as long. Or these things cost less. Your research costs less. And and not to forget the aggressiveness. Because I know in Total War games, if you put it on the hardest difficulty, everyone just declares war on you. They're like, yeah, no mercy. We're murdering you. You can't stop us. And that stuff isn't fun. Because it's like, well, yeah, I was going to kill all of you, but like I wanted to take my time with it. Now you're kind of just forcing my hand. I have, like, if it's on the hardest difficulty, you just don't have any allies because their aggressiveness is just cranked to maximum overdrive, and they all hate you. Because I swear, in Total War, it tells you, because it shows like a little relations thing, it tells you, because of the difficulty, your relations are like -50, -100, something like that. So it's literally impossible for you to become their friend on max difficulty. It's like, what's the point? Like,
yeah. And then the silliest part is, like, when you have it on a minimum difficulty that you can be friends with them, the AI is just stupid. So they just,
they're so dumb.
And then it's like, well, there's no point in even having AI as my friend on the lower things because they will undeclare war from people that I'm trying to take out, or they will, like I've had that happen to me in Civ, just friending an AI as and declaring like a joint war on somebody, and then this AI that I made peace with or whatever had become allies with, they were just like, all right, I'm gonna undeclare this war, so you literally like, and I was like beating a Civ so in like a solo war, and just the my friend AI just like made peace for me, and so all my units got kicked out and they just had time to like reestablish all their stuff. I was so pissed.
That just reminds me, like, all right, I know I give EU4 like a lot of hate sometimes because of their like $300 of DLC or whatever. But their AI is actually really good, because whenever you crank it up to the hardest difficulty, they don't get any extra bonuses. They don't change like their aggressiveness or anything. Like, you still have countries that are willing to become your allies. They'll help you out. You can do whatever. They just get more efficient in some of the things that they're doing. Like, they'll actually embargo you. They'll make sure to blockade your ports during war. They'll run away from your armies better because on lower difficulties they're dumb about their armies. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just cut their army off right here. Well, on harder difficulties, they're like, yeah, you're not catching my army. Good luck. And that kind of stuff is fun because, I mean, yeah, they're tougher, but that's just because they're doing things better than they were before.
That's because they're smarter, not just programmed to be better.
Yeah, they're just acting smarter than they were before. They're doing things a lot more efficiently and faster than they were before. They're not better in any way, and I think it was done beautifully because, I mean, you always have those upstarts, I guess. Like, you know, you have certain countries that just get really big. They just start conquering and conquering and conquering. You're like, wow, that's a challenge right there. But it doesn't mean that it has to be a challenge that you fight. You could be, hey, I want to be allies with you. And they could just say, sure, like, yeah, let's be allies. You never know. But if it was any other strategy game, it'd be like, oh no, you're a threat to me. I'm going to kill you right now. It's like, oh, dang, okay. Wasn't expecting this. Oh. AI like that is actually really well done. Not the kind of stuff that just makes the AI better than you just because you cranked up the difficulty. I hate that stuff. But do we have anything else to add on to that? I think not. I talked actually quite a lot.
Nah, pretty much covered everyone's opinions.
Well, let's move on, because this is something that we have done quite a lot. Our favorite game to play with friends. And we've played a lot of games. Ooh. Some good, some bad.
Sure have.
Some very bad.
Some really bad, yep. Oh my god.
Some very bad. I mean, okay. We play stuff like Jackbox all the time, but I mean that stuff kind of gets stale.
Okay,
yeah,
well, I feel
really
like
have to be in a good mood.
Let's get the elephant out of the room, and we can mention this one and get it done real fast. Obviously, I feel like the most played game we have as a group of friends has been Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Nope, never heard of that game before. Definitely haven't played 385 hours of it somehow, even though I don't know if that's actually my actual game count, but I think it actually probably is, because we do dump a lot of hours when we do play it.
Yeah.
God, what a bunch of losers. I mean, no, Smash has its appeal. It just, it's more so we can't think about it. I can't think about like being serious about it, because that's when I lose all enjoyment out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy our mindless. Let's turn on the machine and
playing random.
What it do?
Let's change our control
random
scheme.
Only.
Yeah, random items
like that.
on, stage hazards. It's
okay.
It's a great fun of a party game.
Yeah.
Sometimes items on, because sometimes I don't like them, because
some of them are crap.
Some of those items are terrible.
They're so overpowered.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you want an insta death? Okay.
Well, it's fun to sometimes like thrive in the chaos or whatever. To just have like the full chaos of all
Russell, the only
happening.
person among us that thrives in the chaos is Diego.
It's true.
And even then, it can be a question mark sometimes, because the chaos gets to me too, and I'm like, oh god, what are y'all doing? You know, it's another game that I think we somehow made it more chaotic than the developers thought it would be.
What's that?
Damn SpongeBob party game.
Oh,
like
yeah.
legitimately, like
lights, camera, pants.
Amazing how we made that stupid car game. Just hanging out, like, what if? Because I remember it was Kieran was like,
no, because we did it.
We
did it without Kieran, didn't we?
But we didn't have 3. No, it had to have been, because then the AI would have been messing us up.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did.
So yeah,
the
we were.
first time
I think because he was getting bodied. He was getting bodied, and he was like, you know what? Forget this. I'm going backwards. And I was like, he was like ramming into Russell.
No, I think I was the first one. It doesn't matter, but yeah, it's just
someone said F this and rammed the other way.
Somebody was losing so bad that they were just like, I'm just gonna make it my.
And then we were like, wait a minute, let's do it.
Yeah, Kieran was getting straight
God,
body.
we spent
like,
2 hours.
I'm turning around.
That was so fun. Like, I don't think there's been another like party game experience I've had in a long time that comes as close to how fun that was. Just God, that was so great.
I think, yeah, you did it with me. Did you tell me before we were doing that, or were we just like, all right, let's race, and then you all just started?
All right, no, we did, but we kept it a secret from Hayden, so that's why we told you, Preston.
Oh,
because it was like me and
or something.
It was either me and Russell or me and Diego. But we both went to you, Preston. We were like, hey, we're doing this. Keep it a surprise from Hayden. So Hayden would be the one driving forward unknowingly, and then all three of us would just go and bump him.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, I remember
that was a fun experience. I don't think there are that many other games where we just like take the game, just make our own game.
There's probably some other games out there that we could do that with. We just have to be creative.
Oh yeah, there's
we
some
have to be
things
creative
that we could.
With it. But yeah, think about.
But like,
it's something when
nothing else we have.
You don't let the game, the actual game, dictate your fun. Make certain things so much better.
Well, I think it also has. It's tough to become that like creative with playing games in a unique way. I feel like the older
So what you're saying is I need to make our own game for us. I mean, alrighty,
yeah,
working on it.
Sure. But like for me, because as a kid, I used to play some games and just come up with me and my little brother.
Make your own game.
Yeah, just make your own game. Between
the
two of us.
I was thinking of me and one of our other friends. We would play Midnight Club, which is a racing game for the PS2, and we would just play hide and seek with our cars and just go around the town.
Stuff,
or tag.
And that was
tag in racing games.
That was fun.
Yeah. It's a lot of great fun. Some good games that are fun to play, and we rarely play them. But I really like playing Call of Duty Zombies with friends. It's so much fun, 'cause like even not having even if they don't know what's going on in the map, sometimes it's even more fun when they don't know what's going on and they're just like trying to survive, and you're just like for me, because I'm probably the most experienced zombies player in our friend group, it's just a lot of fun just like to just be like, all right, we're playing this map, I'm gonna be doing the thing, you guys just try and survive. And it's a lot of fun to just have people struggling to survive while I'm just playing the game.
I hate playing it on console. I don't know how I ever played console COD. Like, consoles suck. I hate controllers for FPSs. I don't know how I did it. I'm just saying, I don't know how I did it.
That's fair.
But if I could play, well, okay, I can. But if I played zombies on the computer, it'd be so much better. Like, Russell, you and me, we played a lot of World at War zombies, like modded zombies, and that's a lot of fun. Because I can actually use something that I'm familiar with, like mouse and keyboard and whatnot, but controllers are just a no-go. That's why I hate playing them on consoles.
Hey, why do that when you could just shoot with your phone?
The
best way to play zombies.
Yeah, I remember whenever we did that. That was something.
That was, yeah. You know what else was one I just remembered that was pretty fun to play with all y'all? The Rock Band game. That was great.
Oh yeah.
That was great. I love that.
You guys need to
like straight up Preston,
come over and play Rock Band.
No, we've actually been contemplating if we might want to invest in buying some. Like,
well, you
they're
see,
expensive,
you could,
but
I think I think Mad Catz went out of business or something, so they don't make them anymore.
Well,
yeah.
So you have to find used ones.
Well, all right. So Rock Band is fun, but I'm not sure if like I would rather do Rock Band or Guitar Hero.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'd rather do Rock Band
because with Guitar Hero,
Rock Band has more instruments.
Yeah, but everybody wants to play the guitar. Come on.
I mean,
No, I want to sing.
yeah, but the vocals are just you can cheese those so easily. I mean, they're fun.
But you're not supposed to cheese.
Yeah, they're fun. Don't get me wrong.
You're doing it for the moment, not the points.
Yeah.
I want everyone to hear my dulcet tones.
Yeah, Preston. I love duetting with you.
It's great.
So great.
That's a lot of fun.
But
It is fun.
the drums get freaking tiresome.
Dude,
though.
they're so mean.
Yeah, I will never forget.
Inagata
yeah.
Devita.
That is so mean.
Yeah.
I love
17-minute song,
Yeah.
15-minute drum
Yeah.
solo.
Peace.
You guys,
Rest in peace, Russell.
like, yeah, we were all over at Preston's house playing, and I was like, for whatever reason, I just was on the drums. I think everybody was like, all right, we're gonna play Inagata Devita, and I was like, they were like, who wants the drums? I was like, all right, I guess I'll do it. And literally, throughout the entire drum solo, they had enough time to go to another TV, turn on Smash, play a round or two of Smash,
We
and then
did.
come back and finish the song. It was the
We really
stupidest
did.
thing ever.
That was so great. I think we played that song another time. I don't think you were on drums that time because I don't think you would do that twice. But yeah, we just went, got food, ate a slice of pizza, drank a Coke, and then hopped back in 10 minutes later.
Yep. Terrible.
I feel like getting like Guitar Hero stuff. Okay, you wouldn't have to get Guitar Hero, but just get like the guitars, and you could play Clone Hero. That'd be fun. Of course, you can
it's
only
like a PC version.
Yeah, Clone Heroes PC,
Some
and
fun-
you can
fun stuff.
you can have like custom charts and stuff like that. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Rock Band is fun, but like I feel like there's just a limit to. Well, I know that there's a limit to the songs that you can play, which is unfortunate.
Not with 4. Well, I mean there is, but like there's so many songs.
Yeah.
You just have to pay money for
Yeah,
it.
and I don't want to pay money. Like if I'm paying money for a guitar, that's all I want to pay money for. Like just, I want to play
Got my
songs.
plastic guitar and that's it.
Yeah, all I want is my plastic guitar. But if you have a plastic guitar, then you can play Clone Hero and just play all those songs for free.
Yeah.
And you can play all the Guitar Hero songs from however many Guitar Hero games they have on there that are uploaded, and you can just play like user-made stuff. But yeah, it's been a common topic that we should probably be getting some stuff like that because we have wanted to play some like either Rock Band or Guitar Hero in recent times.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
stuff's fun.
Yeah. It's good.
Recently,
I just want to feel like a rock star.
Yo.
I just want to play the guitar to some of my favorite classic rock songs. That's my favorite part about Guitar Hero or Rock Band is just like, because the guitar is probably my favorite instrument, like to listen to because like hearing some of the awesome riffs and stuff that come out of some like songs like rock and roll is amazing and I love it so much. So I just want to like be able to pretend I'm playing them.
Yeah, you just put that difficulty on easy and get going.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
You have your epic solo and you're playing like 5 notes.
Got the 3 buttons only.
You only need 3 buttons, baby.
But recently, Diego and I have been playing through Lego Star Wars, the complete saga.
That's
Been working
just a good game.
working to 100% it, and that game is like the old Lego games get like, I mean, they're Lego games and they're so much fun and so good, but it gets even more fun when it's like the complete saga, which is before they had split screen. So a lot of the times Diego and I are just like having fun just trolling one another by like moving the screen around or like picking like the slowest character in the game. I'll pick like Yoda and have him just have Yoda just like hobbling with his cane, and he's so slow as Diego's trying to make some kind of progress, but I'm just like, hold on, gotta wait for Yoda.
Give me a minute, I'm busy.
Yeah,
And then they're And there have been times where I just like intentionally kill Russell. I'm like push him off the map. God, what was it today? I kept oh man, I was trolling the hell out of Russell. I kept like claiming I was like in a death loop, but I was just holding the button to fall off the map over and over again, or no, getting crushed by a metal pan thing.
Yeah, it's just like
and
I'm
then
stuck.
the greatest thing was like after I did that, Russell had trouble getting over that part, and he like died 3 times.
Yeah,
so
I had passed the part, and then he was like, I can't get past, I'm stuck in a death loop. So I like went back to try and help him, and then he just like moved on, and then I had a little bit of trouble getting back. I was like, oh my god.
Such a fun stuff. Oh man.
Yeah, I hear y'all all the time. I'm like, I wonder what they're doing now.
Trolling each other. Great stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we do play a lot of games. It's just
Yeah.
not all of us are together. Like, heck, me and Russell last night played Insurgency Sandstorm. That was fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, free
Yeah,
weekend.
Preston, it's a free
Preston.
weekend.
Download it.
Oh. Well, I can't download it at home.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, chances are it's either me, Russell, or Preston together, like, just find a game and it's like, hey, we're playing this.
What I really miss and want to do again is play some Minecraft, because that is a lot of fun.
Yes.
It is.
When I was looking through Skype.
Skype.
Oh my god. We had just like 7-hour calls, and I know that was us playing Minecraft
Yeah,
for 7
was.
hours on a random Sunday.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, Friday, Saturday night. No, it was a school night. It was a Sunday afternoon for 7 hours.
My lord.
And see, the biggest issue is, like, we can't play LAN through, like, Hamachi and stuff like that.
It is so hard to set up.
Well, no, because we've done it before. It's just on our internet, for whatever reason, we can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we had this issue where one of us would be able to join in, but we would just join into, like, an empty world, and we could only see sky, and we couldn't, like, see anything, and then we would just crash.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
And it's like, if it's so annoying that Microsoft went for a paid way to create your own server,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
like with Realms, because like if even vanilla Minecraft with friends can be so much fun, but like when they're like, because Minecraft is such a hot and cold game for us, and it is for me, I know, and I figure it is for y'all too, because it's like, oh, sometimes you just like would want to hop on, but it's like, I don't want to make a $7 a month commitment to this server that may one month get my money's worth, but the other month no one will play it at all. So
Yeah.
it's really annoying, and it would be such a better experience if you could create your own private servers.
Why couldn't it go the Terraria route?
Yeah, where you can just
Yeah.
create your own private multiplayer game, and you can just have fun. Because
Yeah, because
we had a lot of fun in Terraria, just the 3 of us.
well, at first it was just the 2 of y'all. I would show up and it's like, man, y'all did a lot while I was gone. I was
Yeah.
only gone for like 4 days. What happened? It's like, oh, here's your new gear.
Played a lot of
thanks.
Terraria.
Yeah,
Played a lot of Terraria.
our most recent playthrough where we actually went through and beat the whole game as the 3 of us, though. That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Man,
that was
it's
good.
such there's a favorite game high and low right there. Minecraft, I could say that Minecraft is not my favorite, but it's definitely like up there in games that I've had a lot of enjoyment with. High is it's a great game. Low is that there is literally like the only thing that I want to do is play with my friends, but it is so anti-user friendly when it comes to trying to play on a private server with just your friends. And I mean, now it's super user friendly if you have the money, but it's just
Yeah. But why would they do that? I mean, of course, obviously they wanted to make money.
Money.
Duh. But I hate that they did it, because it's either Hamachi or pay money, or find a server where people already pay money for it. But I hate joining other servers, because if you want to find a good... Yeah, because you can't ever find a good server. It's like, oh, this server has literally nobody on it. But if you play on it, chances are after a week or two, that server's going to be gone. It's going to get shut down.
Yeah, or they reset servers.
Wiped. You're going to get griefed.
It's like, oh yeah, we reset the server every 2 weeks. What? Why? Or they limit you to like a 5,000 by 5,000 block area. That stuff is stupid.
Yeah. It's just...
it's to prevent lag and blah blah blah. Like, shut up. Let me go outside of these 5,000 blocks.
Yeah. It's my number one issue with that game is that there is just no good way to play it with friends. There's
no easy way.
Yeah, there's no easy way to do it. And if there was an easier way, you best believe I'd be playing that a lot more.
Oh yeah. We could do that for, hundreds of hours. If it was just like go to Steam, invite to game, if it was that easy, we'd just be playing that all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%.
I'd probably have like thousands of hours in Minecraft by now.
Because it's just the sandbox nature of it. You can just do whatever you want. And we could either work together or we could just be 3 separate people doing our own things. And, it's... Yeah. We were that Star Wars Rogue One
close to greatness.
This close to greatness, and then they ruined it by just being like, "All right, pony up the cash if you want to have fun." No, thank you.
But alrighty, I think we are going to end it there. That's all we have for you this time. I've been Bryce, and tune in next time where we'll talk about anything and everything. Bye bye.